Hey Kings and Dragons, Dragon King 551, and we're going to talk about round two of the college football playoff, the quarterfinal games, and let's just go through it. This is just going to be a straight up one. I said time and time before that I am going to talk about it in a bigger one in my first review of the 12 team playoff. There is going to be talk about potentially that they may switch it to 14 teams next year, but as of right now, what I'm seeing from this playoff is that it is not good for second round, and basically going into my final review video about it all, where I'm going to say the same thing. It's not really well made. Let's just talk about the second round here. So first off, I do think that Oregon should have been playing the teams that Penn State played, SMU and Boise State. The other thing here is the way that they ranked these teams was poor and everything else. Um, I've watched game and game again. Winning by 17 points, winning by 20 points are blowouts, whether it is basketball or football. I guess basketball, it seems more of a blowout because you only can shoot threes or twos or ones in that game and stuff. In football, you get sevens or three points. That's all you can get, or, well, 8 points if you go for two. But at the end of the day, you see that the only game that has been entertaining and the team that's been entertaining to watch that's given a good game is Arizona State versus Texas and Clemson versus Texas in the first round. Clemson loses 38 to 24, but scoring like kind of a garbage touchdown with like 2 minutes left in the game and a garbage kind of touchdown atmosphere, making it kind of putting it out of reach and stuff. I understand it, but that's not a blowout, type game and stuff. And then Texas going the distance with Arizona and going into two overtimes, which was really impressive. And I really thought that, the game that Texas almost got knocked off. I thought Arizona was going to go there, and apparently all the top seededs, including Georgia, all get knocked off and stuff. So it seems to me that they're going to have to reevaluate this for one thing. Secondly, they're going to have to look at the college football playoff committee and determine it, because right now the fiasco of the 12 team playoff is not working the way they want it to work, where the top dog teams do have a chance and win. The underdogs teams are winning games and stuff. And there is problematic shit that is happening in those games that is making it look like it is problematic and everything else going wrong for those types of games, where you're asking yourself, oh shit, what's going on? Um, what's making these games go this way or making these games go that way? What's making it be problematic and what's making it go this way in these games? Because Georgia right now lost by 13 points. That's kind of a blowout. That puts the game out of reach and stuff. And the games are not close or competitive. Oh, Ohio State beats Oregon by 20 points last night or whatever against the Rose Bowl, so they get that game. And then Texas's game is explosive, but then you see the Boise State and Penn State game, and Penn State wins 31 to 14, and it's just mind-boggling how you're seeing all the lower seeded teams start winning out there. And it's just amazing how all of this nonsense is happening, and you're not even into that whole entire college football playoff, race yet and seeing what it is. The only reason that I may be doing full review right after the semifinal games before the national championship is because I don't really care if there's a blowout in the national championship. At that point, the season's over. I don't really care. But right now, I feel mixed feelings about this. Um, and, I personally think that they're going to have to evaluate it better and determine who's in there and who's not. And ultimately, that's the way it is. And yeah, I mean, you're going to have to evaluate this better and determine who's actually into the playoff, because right now the rounds don't look like they are in a very well-made round for the college football playoff committee and everything. And they're going to have to evaluate teams better and determine who gets in and who doesn't and everything else. Now, they did say that they are going to change it, where they're not going to give the top four conference champs the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed. That's not how it worked in the 4 team format. The reason that Michigan got it is because they were a boa constrictor and undefeated all season long and stuff, and they look like the top seeded team and stuff last year. Washington, the same way, they deserve the 1 and 2 seeds because they are two of the best teams. Now, because Michigan held two teams to 0 points when they played them, 49-0, and then Iowa. 26-0. They deserve the 1 seed, and they were going to be basically ranked one in the AP ranking, and they were going to be ranked one in the college football playoff committee rankings and everything. So they deserve to get the 1 spot, and Washington deserved to get the 2 spot, so forth and so on. When you look at it, you have to rate the teams and not just give it based off conference championship. Yes, Oregon was 13-0 and they kind of did deserve to be the 1 seeded team, but did they deserve to play a hot like strong opponent right off the bat? No, they deserve to play SMU or they deserve to play Boise State in my best opinion and stuff. So right now I think it is a bust and the second round is not working the way I want it to. So until next time guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts on the college football playoff so far. Do you like it? Do you feel it needs to be adjusted? And let me know your thoughts because that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you in the next one.